Here's a story that happened to me about 40 years ago. A group of us went into Lebanon. It was the last day of the first Lebanon war. We didn't know it was the last day, but it was the last day. We got permission. There was a fellow called David Nachshon, and he had these called campers, these big campers that they put painted pictures of people putting on tefillin and things like that. We called them mitzvah tanks. Anyway, we got permission to come in with a few of them into Beirut. And we went into the center of Beirut, and there was some sort of big school that the Israeli army took over and used it as barracks. And we went around the whole night making l'chaim with the soldiers. I don't remember what time of the year it was. I think it was somehow connected to Hanukkah, but I'm not sure. So we went around the whole night talking to the soldiers and making l'chaim with them and dancing and talking this. Then came early in the morning. Everybody took the Chabad people. We took tefillin, and we went around and asked the soldiers to put on tefillin. I separated from everybody else, so everyone was already going to places where there were soldiers. I figured I'll go to a place where there's no other Chabad people, and I'll ask, where I'm needed, so to speak. So I was walking. I saw that between two houses there was like a sort of a hill that went down to a road, and on this road it was like the crack of dawn. On this road were about 5 or 6 jeeps. They were like army jeeps, and they had a big submachine gun in the back, mounted on some sort of a stand. And the soldiers were with heavy, bulletproof vests and helmets, and they were sitting ready to go out. So I figured, okay, I'll go and ask him. So I went down and I asked the first person if he wants to put on tefillin, and he said, okay. So he put on tefillin. The person next to him, no. I went to the second. There was 2 men in each jeep. I went to the one in the second jeep, and I asked the driver if he wanted to put on tefillin, and he started cursing me out. You religious people, you're a bunch of parasites, you're a bunch of cowards, you're a bunch of this, and we're giving our lives for you're just saying Kaddish for us, etc. So I'm not going to get in an argument with him. And not only that, he had a very good point. I mean, I wasn't in the army. This was after I came. So I arrived in Israel. I was, already sort of past the age of being inducted into the army. Anyway, okay. So I didn't get in an argument. So he was just really yelling at me and cursing at me. And the person sitting next to him was sort of oblivious to the whole thing. The person in the third jeep, he called me and he said, Rabbi, here, I want to put on tefillin. So the third jeep was a little sort of a distance, maybe like a car or 2 cars away from the second jeep. So I walked over to him, and as I was coming, he yelled out to me, Rebbe, if I put on tefillin, will God protect me? So as I was walking to him, I said, listen, and there was noise because the jeeps were all running. So I said to him, listen, whether you put on tefillin or not, God is going to protect you. Because you're a Jew and you're also a soldier, you're protecting other Jews. God will protect you. He'll protect you whether you put on tefillin or you don't put on tefillin. I said, but if God protects you for free, so do something for him for free and put on tefillin. He said, okay. So he put on tefillin. He finished. The guy in the driver of the second jeep, the one that cursed me out, he yelled out to me, hey, come over here. So I figured he wanted to yell at me more. There was he already cursed me out with my mother and my father. I figured if I found like one of my cousins or something, I don't know what he wanted. But I said, okay. So he came over, he said, I want to put on tefillin. So I didn't ask any questions. He rolled up his sleeve, he put on tefillin. And I said to him, very nice, it's a pleasure to see a Jew with tefillin on. But what made you change your mind? He said, I heard what you said to that person in the third jeep. Said to put on tefillin so God will protect me, to put on tefillin in order to go to heaven, to put on tefillin in order to not go to hell, to put on tefillin for good luck. No way, I'm not going to do. No way. But to put on tefillin for no reason, that I'm willing to do. So that's, what does it really mean in the essence of the whole thing? You can put on tefillin because you're religious, but you can stop being religious. Then you can put on tefillin because you're a Jew. You can't stop being a Jew. You're a Jew whether you do Torah or commandments, no matter what you believe, even if you don't know you're a Jew. You're a Jew. So that's the idea of Mashiach, is going to wake up the identity that every single Jew essentially is connected to the essence of what God is, and the way to express that is doing the Torah and the commandments. Have a good day with Mashiach. Now, that's the light of Hanukkah, which will illuminate the whole world.